Well, good morning and welcome to Zen Fits here on a beautiful day in Blackstone, Virginia, the center of the world. But then you too are the center of the world. Now, right there, we're going to talk about the Bible as metaphor, but right there, when I say Blackstone is the center of the world, that's a metaphor. Blackstone, wait, what do you mean Blackstone's not the center of the world? What are you, some egotistical thing? People think your little town is the center of the world, like Washington or Rome or Paris or whatever. Well, it's a metaphor. So let's talk about the Bible as metaphor. I was writing about that this morning. And that seems to be a great, how do you interpret the Bible seems to be the great divide in our culture. On one side, you have the evangelicals or the religious. I won't say all religions, but I say the evangelical wing, Protestant wing. It says it's literally true. It has to be. Everything in the Bible has to be literally true. If you start cherry picking and say, well, that isn't true, or that, there's no end to it, you see. That's the problem. It's either all literally true or not true. Because once you start picking, it all falls apart. This was the Catholic Church problem. The Catholic Church was the dome of the Middle Ages. If you pick it one little part, the whole dome will crack. So Copernicus said, well, the earth orbits around the sun. Burn him at the stake. You see, that would destroy, that idea would destroy the whole dome. The whole architecture, you see. The house of cards. So if the Bible is like the Catholic Church in the sense that you can't pick at it, you can't find any loose threads and start pulling on them, because if you do, there's no end to it. The whole quilt will come undone. The sweater will unravel. So you can't pick at any thread. It's all one sweater. It's all one Bible. It's all one truth. And it's historically referenced. So Noah's Ark was a historical event in this understanding, because if you pick at it, well then all the stories in the Bible will be picked apart. And what's left, you see? Well, even Jesus was a story. Can't prove that happened, you see? So the whole cross, you see, the ground in which this whole thing is rested in becomes historically truth, because history is true, right? Facts, true. If you can kick it with your foot, it's ground, it's true, you see. So this whole idea, you see, runs into a fundamental problem where you have to defend the absurd. So Noah's Ark is a good example. Scientifically, logically, rationally, it's absurd. You can't have a boat big enough to hold all the animals in the world, and if you only had a pair, the gene pool would be destroyed and there would be no species, which occurs through interactivity. And then how would the platypus in Australia get all the way to the Middle East to get on that ark, you see? Would they swim the ocean? You see? So the whole thing is logically absurd. But let's look at Noah's Ark metaphorically now. So if I say the Bible is a metaphor, that just means that you see the story. Everything's a story. Trump's a story. Biden's a story. Everybody's a story. You see, everything is held together by a story. The frame, every picture has a frame. If there was no frame, the picture would just explode. See what I mean? If there's no frame, there's no boundary. The inside of the cup has to have an outside to frame it. There was no outside, boom, there would be no inside. It would just, you see. So there has to be a container. The story is the container. The story is the container. Science is a story. Everything is a story. Everything has a boundary if it is going to be perceived or known, you see. The trick is, how do you make the story transparent? So if the story is that that Noah's Ark, using that as an example, is literally true, okay, well then how do you make that story transparent? Well, that's what metaphor does. A metaphor, we think a metaphor is a literary tool. Well, yes, it is. But it's also a bridge to your truth, your authenticity, to your awakening. Metaphor is a language, a tool of language, or a way of language to awaken you to an insight, or awaken you to an expanding idea, awakening you to a bigger boat, to a bigger you, to leap beyond who you think you are. We think we are something according to our story, you see, the story of me. Everything I experience fits into my story. And of course, my sense of me is Noah. You see. So let's look at Noah as a metaphor to awakening. All right, so Noah, the ark, is the world. And everything in this world comes as two pairs of opposites, male, female. But logically, everything comes as this or that. You go to Baskin Robbins. There's not one ice cream, plain. There's choices of ice cream. Oh, I'll take the strawberry. Oh, no, I'll take the blueberry. What do you want? Blueberry, strawberry. Well, I'm bored with that. You got any more choices? Oh, yeah, we have raspberry. Oh, that's new. I'll take that. You come back. We got raspberry, blueberry, strawberry. You got anything else? I'm bored with that. Wow, we got pumpkin. Oh, I'll take pumpkin. That's new. And you come back. Well, we got pumpkin, raspberry, blueberry. I'm bored with that. What else? You see how that proliferates? Whoa, 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 whoa. So Noah's Ark starts with a pair. You can't have just ice cream. You have to have choices. Why? Well, by choices, I feel like I have power. I exist because I can choose. That gets way back to our early childhood, you know, the child, I want that. I don't want that. Choice, you see. Choice. So choices comes in twos. There's no choice unless you get into Zen. But that's another story. Or the Hurt Locker, which was about choice. So anyway, we're looking at Noah's Ark as a world in which there are pairs of opposites, choices, yes or no. No or yes, you see. And so the ark floats on the world ocean until it comes to the cosmic mountain. Now, the cosmic mountain is, in ancient societies, it was the home tree, the anchor. It was the center of the world. It was Blackstone. Blackstone was the center, the cosmic mountain. So you can go Mount Everest, you know, in India, northern India, there's the cosmic mountain, the sacred mountain of Shiva. I forgot the name right offhand, but it would be a pilgrimage to go to this mountain, and you would walk around it. You would circumambulate this mountain, and many people died. It was very dangerous. Swami Satchidananda of Yogaville wrote a book. I can't think of the name, but of his pilgrimage there, and the Kensho, or the awakening he had there. You see. Anyway, this whole idea of the cosmic mountain, the cosmic tree, the cross is a cosmic mountain. The Vatican is, you know, these points, these centers of the world. Rome was a cosmic mountain. For the English people, London. For America, Washington. For people in Southside Virginia, your hometown is the cosmic mountain. But it's the one that has no second. It's the tent pole. It's the maypole. It's the Washington Monument, you see. It's Twin Towers. It's high. It's the home tree in Avatar. It's the eye of the hurricane. It's the hub of the wheel. It centers the story. And it gives me an anchor of who I am. Okay, so getting back to Noah's Ark again, we're just riffing this. What is the one on, but everything has to have a one. You see, if everything is two, you're schizophrenic. Or you have dual personalities, neither of which is talking to the other one. A lot of stories of that, you see. Have a dual, will Mary please come? I'm talking to Mary. And, okay, Mary, I want to talk to Alice now. Okay, Alice, yada, yada, yada. All right, I want to talk to Mary. All right, yada. But Mary and Alice don't know each other. That's two. So if there's two, you see, neither could know each other, because if you know each other, there would have to be a one that would know the two. So what is the one? So there's two, you see. There's got to be a one that knows the two. Who is the one? It's not two. It's Noah. Noah knows the two. So in the ark of you, now we're looking, the metaphor is penetrating. Now the metaphor is getting a little misty. We're going through it now. You are the ark. And everything in your world comes as twos. Everything comes as a choice. When there's no choice, we panic. We have anxiety. Oh, should I take this job or that job? Oh, this job has got, I'll make a list. It's got 10 positive things. It's got 10 positive things. They're both like this. I can't choose. What should I do? Go to your wife, your husband, your friend? You're in an anxiety attack? What's my sexuality? Am I male or female? Should I marry this person or that, you see? Should I go to town or stay here? I got to choose. But when they're equal, I can't choose. I panic. I get help. I shoot myself. Or I awaken. Or I awaken, you see. That's Zen. The awakening that comes out of having no choice. Everything is equal in the Zen cone. If you say this is a stick, I'll hit you with it. If you say this is a stick, I'll hit you with it. Or if you say this is a stick, I'll hit you with it. If you say it isn't a stick, I'll hit you with it. Now, which is it? Choose or I'll hit you. Can't choose. What do? Shoot the Zen master? No, baloney, it's no good. It forces you to an awakening. So Noah's Ark, you see. Who is Noah? Noah knows the pairs of opposites. Noah is the one. You are the one that is the center of the world, as the knower. The world exists because you know it. The world exists, is real because you know it. When you know something, it's real. Just contemplate on that a minute. When you know something, it exists. If you don't know it, it doesn't exist. For instance, anything in this room, right now, in your room where you are, I don't know, the office or whatever, you're not looking at anything particular, but you know you're in the room. You don't know you're downtown in the alley somewhere, you see. You know you're in a room, but nothing particularly exists because you're looking at me. All right, look at your left hand. Now when you look at your left hand, where did I go? Now the hand exists. Oh, look at that. Oh, maybe I need to cut my fingernails. Right? Where's the rest of the room when you're looking at the hand? Now stop looking at your hand and relax, and now you're back in the room, you see. Now you're aware of the whole room, you see. You can go through the whole room, your whole world, looking at making things appear. And when you stop looking at it, it goes away. We think of the media that way. Oh, well, where was ISIS? A little while ago, ISIS was threatening us, and now where did ISIS go? We're not looking at it. Trump would say, well, COVID exists because we're looking at it on the media. Stop looking at it, it goes away. Well, yes and no. So anyway, we're looking at Noah's Ark metaphorically this way, as a story by which we can awaken. And that is the way the Bible should be read. Not literally, because once you make it literally, you kill it. It's dead. It's dead, you see. But as metaphor, your seeing, your discovery, it's alive. It awakens you. And that's what the Bible should be about, awakening you. Awakening you, you see. So it must be transparent, because you are transparent. You are not your story. The story is the ark, but you are Noah. You know the story, but Noah has to awaken. Noah has to say, I'm alive, like Pinocchio. I'm awake, aware. I am. Thanks for dropping in.